Did you make it out to NAMM 2023 this year? I did. So what did I get out of the show? I got a stomach ache from the Chinese food truck that I ate at. But another thing I got was a little glimpse into a new plugin from Sound Radix, the Auto Align 2 plugin, which I was really excited about. And I finally got a chance to sit down and use this on some drums. So this week's plugin of the week, I want to get into this plugin and I want to show you an actual workflow for drums with this plugin and how it's just completely saving me hours and hours and hours on my drum editing. So let's get into it. Radium POW, Sound Radix Auto Align 2. Now, before we get into this plugin, please, if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to keep dropping game on you, mixing, mastering, recording. Got some game I want to share with you guys, but please, you got to subscribe. You got to, show up and reciprocate. I got a song here. It's by Steve Ante. It's called Surfin' the Jetty. Definitely coming out soon and really excited to drop it. It's got live drums on it. Here it is.
Surfing the jetty with all my friends. We are all together once again. When the south swells come rolling in.
All right, just a little taste. It is not mixed. This is completely unmixed. I'm still producing on it, but we got some drums done on it from Kip Allen out of Nashville. Awesome player, awesome guy. Definitely connect with him. So I got all the drums here. I'm going to solo them out. We're going to play the drums, and then I'm going to show you how I would go through the workflow of getting these drums to be really tight and precise. We're going to use the Auto Align 2 plugin. So check it out. Here's the drum soloed. So they sound pretty good, right? I'm going through some plugins, I'm going through a chain and everything, but before I typically do anything else, I align everything and make sure that the phase is very coherent on the drums. Regardless of how good the player is or how well they were recorded, it's my job as a producer, mixing engineer, to get everything tight. So that's what I'm going to do. The first thing I want to do is I want to look at my kick drums. Okay, so I have 3 different kick mics, 3 mics on the kick drum. I got a kick in, a kick out, and a sub kick. So we're going to solo this out and we're just going to focus on the kick drum. Okay, so let's see if we can get some more definition and punch out of that kick drum. I feel like it's lacking some bottom end, especially if it's got a sub mic. So something's happening with the phase. So let's pop on Auto Align 2, and it's an ARA plugin. So the best part about ARA is that you do not need to open up every other plugin or every plugin on each channel and do anything. They all talk to each other, and you could see each of those mics and channels are on the left here. And this says ungrouped, right? So here are the 3 tracks. You can right click on it and you can see adjustments. You can see track mode, all this kind of stuff. I'm not going to worry about any of this. I'm going to go with the most basic, obvious thing here. To get started, click Align, right? Don't overcomplicate this stuff. So we're going to hit Align. And it's going to say waiting for playback. Now, Auto Align 2 ARA, the best way to do this is give it 30 seconds of playback so it can really calculate and look at a big chunk of time that it can move things around. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to give it 30 seconds. Now, automatically, if you give it 30 seconds, it's going to automatically align. That's what ARA does. It's offline, okay? But if you don't give it 30 seconds, it's going to give you a dialogue and it's going to say, hey, I didn't get 30 seconds to listen to it. Are you good with that? You still want me to align this? And you could say yes, or you can say realign, etc. So you can see here, it moved the kick out by 36 samples. And then it moved the sub kick by 50 samples. And if you want to use the zoom tool, you can see here, you can zoom way in, and that's pretty awesome. I love that. And you can see it's perfectly aligned in phase. And not only does it perfectly align with phase, but it perfectly aligns the polarity. Okay, so if you have the phase going up, right, it's going to go up with that phase. I mean, this shit is like high tech as far as I'm concerned. I don't know how it works. Okay, so now let's listen to the kick drums aligned in and out before and after. So let me know in the comments what you're hearing. For me, I'm getting less of that slappy, like clank, clank. Like when something's out of phase, you typically are going to lose the definition in the bottom. That's going to be the first sign that something's out of phase. So especially with a kick drum, you should get that oomph. You should get the sub, the boom, boom, right? So when it's out of phase, it sounds a little bit more slappy and ticky, and it doesn't have that oomph. So we're gonna pop these into the full drum mix, and this is the first thing I would align is the kick drums. Now, being an engineer, I like to commit to things. So what I would do if I like the way that this sounds aligned is in Logic, I would grab all of these files, which are all the different kick drums, and what we'll do is we'll right click on this and we'll say bounce in place. And then we'll say all kicks, right? And we could even put dash aligned on it. And this is going to say, do you want this on a new track, selected track? I'm going to say new track. We're going to say we're going to mute the sources. We're going to leave the effect plugin on, obviously, because that's auto align. And we're going to include audio tail and include, if you include volume and pan automation, you'll also get a stereo file because it's panning and automating. So I'm going to unclick that because there is no panning or automating going on. And I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to keep normalize off. I don't want to normalize anything. All right, now I'm going to get a new file that's going to be all the kicks, right? And they're all aligned together. And obviously I haven't gated this, so there's still like a snare bleed in there as well. But now I'm just dealing with one kick mic, which is amazing to me. So now let's play this together with the kit, with the auto aligned, all three kicks together. Now I'm going to put the kick drum through the same mix bus as all the other drums, and we're going to blend this in and see how this sounds together with the kit.
Surfing the jetty with all my friends. We are all together once again. When the
All right, so there's some obvious volume adjustment that needs to be done. It's going over a little bit, but that's because we grouped all those kicks together. So you could use a limiter, or you could even go up to the dialogue region box and just take the gain down a little bit, right? So if we're going over by 1.7, we can take it down to 2 dB or negative 1.8 or something. All right, so that's up to you. I'm not hearing any clipping, and internally Logic's is 64-bit, so it really doesn't matter, but I know how you guys, some of you guys, get triggered by seeing yellow or red flash on the Logic screen. I won't say anything about that because a lot of y'all are gonna be, it's clipping, it's clipping. It's like, get a different job. Don't get into music if that's what you're seeing and you're freaking out about. All right, so now we got the kick done. So what's next? Now let's do the snares. We have 3 snare mics. We have a bottom mic and two top mics, it looks like. So let's just solo these out and listen to these snare mics. So right away to my ears, that sounds thin and papery and weird. So let's try and get the body back into that snare drum. So these are the close mics all together. And let's say we just want to use all 3 of these mics and we want to move fast. Pop on auto align, and now you could see group 1, which is the kicks, and you can see group 2, which is the snare drums, okay? So we're gonna hit align, and then we're going to play back 30 seconds. Let's see what it did. The bottom mic, it moved by negative 22 samples, and this other top mic, the second top mic, it moved by 2 samples. So let's listen now to the aligned version of these snare drums. That's pretty damn impressive to me. So before it sounds papery, it sounds kind of ringy, and now it sounds like thuddy, and it sounds more tight and precise, which I love. I think that sounds really, really good. Now, same thing. I want to deal with less tracks, so I want to bounce these in place. So what I'm going to do is right click, I'm going to bounce in place, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to say snares aligned. And this is my drum workflow: kick drum, snare drum. Now you want to align the snares and kicks to the overheads, and that's really the whole game, right? So let's bounce this out, and bada bam, we got our snares aligned. Let's take these snare drums, the 3 down here, and we're going to just move them down so we don't have them in the way. And now we got the kick and snare. Let's listen to everything together, the whole drum kit.
With all my friends, we are all together.
Man, that sounds so much better. I don't know how I can really express. Let's A/B it, okay? Just so you can really hear this. Wow. I'm sorry, but that's super dope. And the other thing that's really dope about this plugin is you can also align kick drums, snare drums, whatever, to basses. You can align the bass to guitars. This is such a powerful plugin, and that's why I wanted to share it with you guys so badly, because I got so excited when I saw it at NAMM and the guys explained it to me. I was like, this is awesome. This is a game changer for real. And I hate when people use that, like, game changer, bro. But this is truly a game changer to me. So let's do this with the bass. I mean, I really want you to understand, like, just how awesome this is. Let's just take the kick and the bass and let's align this as our final test. So same thing. We're going to go through the workflow again one more time. All right. Always put the ARA plugins as the very first plugin in the chain. That's how it works. So let's hit align and let's play it back. It's perfectly aligned, right? So here are the kick and bass right here together.
Hey, with all my friends.
All right, so now let's give it a little bypass in and out on the bass, and we're just gonna listen to the kick and snare, and we're gonna listen to the bass. So we're going to bypass the auto align in and out on the kick and bass here, just to give you one last little A/B. All right, here it is. Here's with auto align on. Much fatter, much more depth in that low end, much more punch. That's really what's happening as you're getting that phase perfectly locked in. So that's it, guys. This is the plugin I think everybody should have in 2023. If you're doing any sort of record production, you're doing any sort of multi-mic'd schemes on drums, bass, guitar, even vocals, backing vocals, doubles, stacks, things like that, harmonies. You want to put those all perfectly in phase. This is your plugin. It is super easy to use, and I think it's about 200 bucks, well worth it. So go pick it up if you like it and drop some love. I'll leave a link right here actually in the description so you can grab this. And if you want to get some production from me, work one-on-one with me to make records, pitch them for sync licensing, and get yourself some records that you're really proud of in your catalog, definitely click that link in the description. Book a call with me. See if we'd be a good fit. I don't take on everybody. I take on probably about 5% of people that hit me up and want to work with me, but it would be great to get on a call and see if we'd be a good fit to work together. And of course, I do production, executive production, pitching to my network, mixing, mastering, go through the full process. And I got some really, really great artists that I'm working with in 2023 and beyond. So thank you for tuning in. Share the show if you got something from it. Peace out.